Warning, the following is an opinion, and it may not be your opinion. Get over it. What's up guys, Cashin here with a new video, and today is Sunday, which means that we're going to do an anime episode, and today's topic is going to be on what I was taught as the hour law. Now there are a couple of different names for it. It's also known as the rule of mommy or mammy, depending on how you pronounce certain words, and it's also known as the 3-episode rule. So what is it? Well, let's first talk about how it came about. It actually started out as a movement by the Reddit and myanimelist.com communities as a way to measure whether someone should drop a show or not. When I first heard of the rule, I was still in college, going to my anime club on campus, and our club president did this presentation on the hour law, which stated that you need to watch at least 1 hour of a series before you could truly judge if the show was good or if you could drop it. Typically, a single anime episode would last anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes, which an hour of the same series actually translates into about 3 to 4 episodes, depending on the show. Now, the reason for this rule was because people would just drop really excellent shows without giving it a chance. Basically, it may be a slow plot or a bad episode. By the first episode, nothing will really happen, and then the second episode ends on a rising climax. So that was when the law was born. It was for people who had very low attention spans, who couldn't get past those first couple episodes. Really, there are two camps of thought on this subject. The first one I've already talked about. People really got sick of others just dropping really good shows and got frustrated saying, well, you don't really know until you've watched those 3 episodes. And then the other logic is that, well, it's like reading a book. If you can't get past the introduction, if the introduction sucks, then the first impressions of the show are bad, which then in turn would mean that the show itself is terrible. If your introduction is shit, then there's no reason for me to move on. This is the other side of the camp. Now for me, my thoughts on this is that we live in the era of YouTube multimedia, meaning that shows have to start picking people's interests a lot sooner than they used to. And this is very interesting because if you watch a YouTube video and it has this really long introduction, you're pretty much not going to keep watching because it's already lost your interest. Now, what's interesting is that if you cannot watch 3 episodes of a show, in my opinion, the rest of the show is going to be shit. And although I may not be taking a side, I see it as you're either going to be able to watch through those 3 episodes and then say, okay, I can keep watching, or you're going to move on to something else because you do not like it. That's really what it comes down to, as a matter of opinion. If you could get past 3 episodes, alright, if you have that much of an attention span where you could watch 3 episodes and say, okay, I can keep watching, go ahead. But then if you're in the other camp where you feel like if you can't get me in the first 1 to 2 episodes, then it's not worth my time. To me, though, it seems more like reading Game of Thrones, the very first book, and then thinking to yourself, well, these 9 pages of the introduction are super long, nothing happens, and this entire series is shit. Which isn't true. You just couldn't get past the cover page. And that's really what it comes down to for me, is that I don't like when people take something for its cover and not really get into the in-depth of the actual show. But then on the other hand, I also see that if you cannot get past, the first episode, and the first episode sucks, then I can understand where you're coming from as well. For me, I personally do subscribe to the hour law, as I call it, but I also see that if you cannot get past the first episode, then it's understandable. Now, the interesting thing is, as this law has been around, it started to develop into different types of thoughts. So there are people now who believe that if you cannot get past the first 3 episodes, that's not actually good enough. Now, people have extended it to actually the rule of 6. Meaning that you have to get through the first 6 episodes of a show. And then when this happened, when I found out about this, I actually decided to make my own, I call it the ratio law, which basically is if you have a show that is about 12 episodes long, I believe the first 3 episodes will depict if you could actually watch. However, let's say you have a show that's 24 episodes long, then what I would say is that you need 6 episodes to depict whether or not you could watch that show. And then it keeps doubling as you go up. So if you have a show like One Piece, if you can't watch One Piece in like 12 episodes, if you don't like it after 12 episodes, drop it. You know, that's what I did with Naruto actually. I watched 12 episodes of it and I didn't really like it. I gave it a really big chance. And that's when a lot of people say, "Aw, Cash, you didn't give that show a chance." Oh, I did. I gave it a very big chance. I just didn't like it. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Let me know what you guys think about the hour law. What did you know it as? I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this and what you used to call it. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you'd like to see any more from me, go ahead and click on that previous video. However, if you've already seen that and you want to see something else, try this other series that I played. As always, guys, thank you so much for just being there for me and for the channel. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. As always, guys, remember to spank that sexy subscribe button. And as always, be excellent to each other. Until next time.